Welcome to Myth Reality, where we explore the intricate web of history and geopolitics. In today's episode, we'll delve into the significance of NATO for U.S. interests. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, has been a cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy for over 7 decades. But why is NATO so crucial to the United States? Let's embark on a journey through history, strategy, and global security to understand its importance and debunk some common myths surrounding the alliance. The story begins in the aftermath of World War II. Europe lay in ruins, and the specter of Soviet expansion loomed large. The United States, recognizing the threat to global democracy and security, took decisive action. On April 4, 1949, the U.S. led the effort to form NATO, signing the North Atlantic Treaty alongside 11 other nations. This alliance aimed to provide collective security against the threat of Soviet aggression. For the United States, NATO was more than just a military alliance. It was a means to stabilize Europe, promote democratic values, and create a bulwark against communism. By anchoring itself in Europe, the U.S. sought to prevent any single power from dominating the continent, a key strategic objective that had guided American foreign policy for decades. A persistent myth about NATO is that it expands by forcing countries to join. This couldn't be further from the truth. NATO operates under an open-door policy, enshrined in Article 10 of the North Atlantic Treaty. This policy allows any European country that can contribute to the security of the North Atlantic area to apply for membership. The decision to join NATO is entirely voluntary and reflects the sovereign choice of each nation. Countries like Poland, Hungary, and the Baltic states chose to join NATO as they sought security, stability, and alignment with democratic values. NATO's expansion has always been driven by the desire of these countries to secure their own futures and benefit from the collective defense and security that the alliance provides. During the Cold War, NATO played a pivotal role in containing Soviet influence. The alliance, underpinned by the formidable military might of the United States, provided a unified front, deterring potential Soviet advances into Western Europe. The U.S. commitment to NATO was exemplified by its nuclear umbrella, assuring allies that any attack on them would be met with a decisive American response. The Berlin Airlift, 1948–1949, and the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962, underscored the importance of NATO in maintaining a balance of power. NATO's existence, bolstered by American leadership, prevented the Cold War from escalating into a full-scale global conflict, ensuring a precarious peace that lasted for nearly half a century. With the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, NATO's role evolved. Some questioned its relevance in a world without a clear adversary. However, the U.S. saw NATO as a tool for ensuring stability in the new Europe and beyond. The alliance expanded, welcoming former Eastern Bloc countries into its fold through the open-door policy, which allowed these nations to choose their own paths towards democracy and security. This expansion was not just about security, it was about promoting democracy and market economies, aligning with U.S. interests in fostering a stable, prosperous Europe. The 1990s saw NATO engage in peacekeeping and conflict resolution, most notably in the Balkans. The alliance's intervention in Bosnia, 1995, and Kosovo, 1999, driven by U.S. leadership, showcased its ability to address regional conflicts, thus maintaining European stability. A critical aspect of NATO's strength lies in its defensive nature. NATO is not an aggressive entity, it exists to protect its members from external threats. This is where Article 5, the cornerstone of the NATO alliance, comes into play. Article 5 states that an armed attack against one or more NATO members is considered an attack against all. This principle of collective defense ensures that any act of aggression against a NATO member will be met with a unified response. The invocation of Article 5 for the first time after the 9/11 attacks in support of the United States demonstrated the solidarity and mutual commitment of NATO members. This act of solidarity led to NATO's involvement in Afghanistan, showcasing its adaptability in addressing non-traditional security threats. Today, NATO faces a myriad of challenges. The resurgence of Russia, highlighted by its annexation of Crimea in 2014 and ongoing tensions in Eastern Europe, has revitalized NATO's original mission of deterring Russian aggression. The U.S. continues to see NATO as essential in countering Russian influence and ensuring the security of its European allies. Moreover, the rise of China as a global power has prompted discussions within NATO about its role in the Indo-Pacific region. While NATO's primary focus remains Europe, the U.S. views the alliance as a potential partner in addressing the challenges posed by China's growing assertiveness. NATO also plays a crucial role in cyber defense and addressing hybrid threats. The alliance's efforts in these areas align with U.S. interests in safeguarding global digital infrastructure and maintaining technological superiority. However, it is important to note that the United States has borne a significant portion of the burden within NATO. While the U.S. has consistently provided the lion's share of funding and military resources, some NATO members have not met their defense spending commitments. This imbalance places additional strain on American resources and highlights the need for a more equitable distribution of responsibilities within the alliance. In conclusion, NATO remains a linchpin of U.S. foreign policy. Its significance extends beyond mere military alliance. It is a platform for promoting stability, democracy, and collective security. For the United States, NATO is not just about defending Europe, it is about maintaining a rules-based international order that benefits all its members. As we move forward, the challenges may evolve, but the principles that underpin NATO's importance to the U.S. will remain steadfast. By understanding this enduring alliance and the heroic role of the United States, we gain insights into the broader strategies that shape our world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of NATO's significance for U.S. interests. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Myth Reality for more deep dives into the stories that shape our reality.